If someone had told me that the man who promised to save my life would one day become my worst nightmare, I would have laughed, but that's exactly what happened. My name is Meherosh, and this is the story of how I trusted the wrong person. There was a time when all I wanted was a peaceful life. I wasn't looking for luxury, attention, or anything extraordinary. I just wanted a stable home for myself and my daughter. My first marriage was to a man named Fahim. Like many marriages, ours started with hope. We dreamed about a future together and believed we would spend our lives side by side. But after our daughter was born, everything slowly began to fall apart. The arguments became more frequent. Sometimes they were overall small things. Over times, they turned into serious fight that lasted for days. I would leave for my parents' house convinced I would never return. The, then Fahim would come to apologize and convince to me to the marriage another chance. For years, our relation became a cycle of separation and recyclation. Eventually, both of us were executed. Neither of us was happy anymore, and one day we made painful decision to end our marriage. After some time, I met a man named Khalil. At first, he seemed different from everyone else. He listened, he cared, and most importantly, he made me feel understood. One evening, while we were talking, he asked me about the past. I told him everything. I told him about the fear of raising a child of my own, and when I finished, he looked at me and said something I will never forget. You have suffered enough. Let me take care of you now. I felt hopeful. I believed I had finally found someone who genuinely cared about me. Looking back now, I realized that can be
Yes.
dangerous when it given too quickly. But at the time, I couldn't see anything signs. All I saw a man who seemed willing to accept me and my daughter exactly as we were. And that was enough to make me believe in love again. Khalil claimed his family would never accept our relation, so he convinced me to marry him in court. Believing his words, I agreed and started a new life with him. A few months later, a late night phone call changed everything. When I checked his phone, I discovered photos of another woman and a child with Khalil. I wanted to leave, but I was afraid of going through another divorce. I worried about my daughter, my future, and what people would think. Against my better judgment, I stayed. I
Yes,
asked
sir.
Khalil, who is she? He told me that he was his first wife. Arguments started from every direction. His family pressured him to leave, while his personal life became more complicated every day. Instead of facing the consequences of his choice, Khalil looked for an easier way out. While pretending
Police!
everything was fine, he secretly made that decision would change both of
Go,
our
go,
lives.
go!
After my child's disappearance,
Go, give up!
Khalil tried to convince everyone that he had nothing to do with it, but investigators quickly noticed consideration in his story and focused their attention on him. Under questioning, Khalil eventually confessed the man who promised to give me happiness had been hiding lies from the very beginning. He thought he could escape the truth, but in the end, his own action